video cropped on my webcam, so it looks like exactly the same. But I'm telling you, if you could get out of this little box here, if you could be like, let me out, you would be like, no. No difference. This shit is pissing me off. Because I talked about it, but I talked about it in Final Fantasy 16, which nobody watches. So everybody's like, what the hell? He's in the same place. I'm getting rid of this desk, okay? Because it doesn't fit the new organic modern design of the house that we're moving into. But that desk doesn't come for like another 3 to 12 days or something like that. So I gotta commute from the new house to this place in order to work. I know, it doesn't make any damn sense. Didn't want to get a real job, started streaming. Now I've reached the pinnacle of streaming. I turned streaming into a real job with a fucking commute and like bosses that yell at me when I'm late and inundate me with asking questions I already answered at the all hands meeting. They're like, hey, I know we were all at the all hands meeting, but my ass wasn't paying attention at all. Can you put those TPS reports on our desk? Easiest way to get banned from the comments, if somebody says, hey, is it just me or does he sound a little echoey today? Did you change your microphone settings? You don't understand, okay? Since Tuesday's stream ended, here's what happened at the end of Tuesday's stream, okay? We had 50 big plastic totes. We packed up 50 plastic totes with everything in our house. Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., woke up, movers came soon after that, loaded all the furniture, loaded all the boxes, drove across town, dropped off all the furniture, dropped off all the boxes. That took like 10 hours. Went to bed, woke up yesterday, it was like we got a base, 50 boxes was not enough to get the whole thing packed up, so we came back, loaded up like another 10 or 15 boxes, came back to the new place, unboxed everything. Kate unboxed the whole kitchen. New place is looking good, but we still got some work to do. We've been moving is the long and short of it. Also, I don't even think I need to... no joke. Wednesday was... and I'm privileged to be able to say this. I've never been in like a Richter scale magnitude 7.5 earthquake or something like that. You know, I've never been hit by a car. Wednesday was in the top 50 worst days of my life for sure. Daycare canceled that day. So we had our 2-year-old with us while we packed up our entire house, moved it to another place, and then unpacked it. Buy that 85-inch TV. I got a 75-inch TV. I showed up at Best Buy to pick it up. The dude took one look at our car and said, this isn't fitting in that. I said, that's fine. Can I get it delivered? He said, it's an extra charge. I said, yeah, no problem. Then, sorry, sir, actually, the only way that we do electronics deliveries is via Geek Squad, and Geek Squad doesn't have a truck big enough to move the TV. So the only way to get the TV is to actually order it online, and it'll ship from our central warehouse on a big truck. I said, okay, what's the expected delivery date? They were like 3rd week of July. What do you mean Best Buy doesn't have the means to get a TV to your house? Best Buy doesn't own a truck? Like, you got the 75-inch TV into your store. You have no means with which to get that to anybody else's domicile? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway. You can rent a U-Haul for like 20 bucks? That's what I'm saying. They should be renting U-Hauls so they can... because they were going to charge like 99 bucks for delivery. Why don't they rent a U-Haul for 20 bucks and start delivering TVs all day? It's a damn side hustle for Best Buy. Anyway, this is freaking me out because the computer obviously is not in my new place yet. So to be on the internet, I've only used my phone for like the past 2 days. I'm like a true Gen Z. I'm like, whoa, the screen's so big, I can't take in all this information at the same time. Skip the Peloton because of the move? Oh yeah. I didn't work out on Wednesday because the movers came at 7:30. I didn't work out on Thursday because I was like the sorest I'd ever been when I woke up after 10 hours of... And listen, the movers, they did not do a good job but I do want to just throw this out here. I think, as someone who's not good at things sometimes, even when I try hard, I think that they didn't do a good job, but they did try their best. But their best was not up to the task, to the standards that we were hoping for. Like, I worked as a mover in university for one day, and I sucked shit at it, and I was working hard. I was sweating my ass off. I was just not good at it, right? Like, I almost wanted to apologize to the people whose stuff we were moving. So I'm not saying, like, they weren't trying hard. I think they were trying hard, but they just didn't have the tools. I mean, like, just one thing. Like, they shrink wrapped everything, like all the furniture, which is nice. But then when it came into the new place, they were like unwrapping the shrink wrap with their car keys. And I was like, you guys don't even have like box cutters? They didn't give you box cutters? Or anything with a sharp edge? They got you pulling out like your keys? And it was saran wrapped like 100 times. You know, like when your grandma gave you a Christmas present and she used like a whole roll of Scotch tape? That's what every single one was like. And I was like, here, guys, here's like a box cutter. And they were like, don't worry about it. Also, didn't even put, you know, most movers, they put the bags on their shoes, like most Sislak when they come into the house. No bags on the shoes, just raw dog in the boots on the hardwood. Anyway, I'm sorry, it's bringing up bad memories for me. You don't know shoe bags? You got shoes, and then you got like a little blue baggie that you put on your shoes so it doesn't affect your shoes' grip too much, but you're not getting the floor dirty when you're moving in. Also, I don't even want, like, I'm happy to help out. I would rather do something than do nothing. But I do want to say that, like, when they started moving the 50 boxes in, it was my ass carrying the boxes upstairs. Like, they were just dropping them off in the living room, and then my ass was carrying them up the stairs and putting them, like, where they're supposed to be. I was like, why do we even Basically, we hired a truck and a guy to drive it. But again, I think that they did, like, the best that they could do with what they had available. Legit question, are movers supposed to move boxes room to room? Well, I mean, I'm pure ass. I think it depends on the setup. Like, we hired a moving company that was not like man with the truck. We hired him, like, when we were doing the pre-move checklist on the phone, they were like, we're like a full service mover, like, do you want us to help you pack? And we're like, no, that won't be necessary, we got it. They do like furniture disassembly, furniture reassembly. They'll loan you the boxes, they'll pack them up themselves if you want. So we were like, we're in great hands. But I definitely do not feel like we got the white glove treatment. I'm psyching myself up because I have to become my aunt after the stream, and I gotta, because they damaged a couple of things. I mean, they put a couple of dents in the wall, both in the old place and in the new place, which we're gonna have to fix. That's something that you have some like understanding of because they did move a piano. They chipped the wall in some places. They damaged part of Kate's piano, moving it, which I have like some sympathy for because it was basically just like one guy moving it up and down the stairs. They kind of half broke off one of the water bottle holders on my Peloton, which is like, bad for me because I get mighty thirsty during my 30-minute Emma Lovewell 90s rock rides. So I got to go talk to customer service and be like, hey, you guys did like not a very good job. But simultaneously in my head, I'm also like, I don't think I think the company set our movers up for failure. Like why I think that they thought it was going to be like a super easy job. And then they got there and they were like, oh shit, a piano. And then it was just like, one dude, like the strongest dude out of the three dudes who came was like, oh shit, a piano. And then he had like a backpack that came to the front with like two sticks coming out of it, two long planks. And he just put the piano on that thing and was basically walking it up the stairs. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen, honestly. But the human forklift? So true, so true. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to use my words after the stream today, but that's okay. I'm just glad, like, you know, I think every couple, Kate and I were talking about this, every couple needs a Spider-Man 2 Tobey Maguire, and every couple needs a Spider-Man 2 Kirsten Dunst. There's times where I need her to be my Kirsten Dunst. I need her to be like, he said no mushrooms. And there's times when I need to be the Kirsten Dunst, and she needs to be the Tobey Maguire. Which one are you? Well, we flip as necessary. It activated my husband alarm. While the movers were moving our stuff in, I got a text from my wife with like 15 photos of damage to our walls, and she said, I need you to take care of this. And I was like, oh shit, this is the final exam of marriage. It's like, if you don't get this right, like, she'll never respect you ever again. So I gotta, before I send this email or make a phone call today, I'm like, But it's hard to, like, you know, it will surprise you, and this will be copium spam, but I'm like a pretty nice guy. Like, when the movers were there, I was like, you know, they're struggling, man. They're doing their best with the tools that they've been presented with. Watching them work so hard and not be very good at what they were doing was like, it's a sad feeling. Because you're like, they're really, it's got to be like being like the worst professional athlete in like the NBA. It's like they're busting their ass and they just suck. I'm sorry. It's not, it would have been easier psychologically to handle, I think, if they were just being like a little lazy. But they were like, they were sweating their asses off. They were grunting, and I could see the veins popping out of their forehead and stuff like that. And you're like, man, it's just... Oh yeah, move the camera. Sorry. I'm not a good streamer right now. I forgot how to stream. Also, I'm playing SAP Weekly on a Friday. What? Of course I'm going to get my ass beat. What am I thinking? I'm going to beat their ass, actually. I'm telling you, we did not get them off Fiverr. They have very good reviews, which is why I'm actually excited a little bit to make this phone call. Because I think you have a lot of leverage over a company that's wronged you if they have like a 4.9 out of 5 on Google reviews. Because like 1 2-star review, reputation means everything in this town, as you know. I'm a nice guy. I don't really want to leave a 2-star review. If I was a nicer guy, I would leave a 1. Because whenever you see a 1-star review, people go, oh, they're just mad. Whenever you see a 2-star review, people are like, what did they do? A 2-star review is like, this person is with a sober and logical mind, they are still angry. That's where you're wrong. I'm not angry. My wife is angry. If my wife is angry, that has ramifications for my own life. So there's a little domino effect, okay? They should have sent 4 guys instead of 3 guys. You're supposed to send one really big guy who's like enormous and looks unathletic but can like solo carry a fridge. And then you got like one really old skinny guy, but then you're like, this guy's not going to be able to lift anything. And then he just walks up to like a stack of 5 boxes full of books and just carries it with one hand with a cigarette in the other. And then like 2 guys who are like maybe the sons of farmers or something like that. You're like, these kids are only like 16. They're really working as movers. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you take that end. And they just free solo like your fucking couch or something like that. Instead, we had like one tall, skinny guy. And I was like, I don't know. Like this, what's he doing? They had one like incredibly strong guy. And then like one dude who was just sort of, I don't even know. He was just driving the dolly. He was just piloting the hand truck. We were absent something that every moving team needs. Every moving team needs one guy who's like 5'4", 290, is just like a belt, and he just wraps the belt around a washer and dryer and walks down the stairs. Like they're I want to tell them on the phone. You need to hire a 52-year-old man who just got out of prison, who's 5'4", 290. That's what you need. Excuse me, do you have the belt guy? Sorry, the belt guy, sir? Yeah, you know, the guy with the belt. Do you have a middle-aged man with male pattern baldness who doesn't shave his head? Do you have a guy who wears just like a gray t-shirt to formal events? Can I get that guy? Also, like, so we had them disassemble our bed because when we bought our bed, we had it assembled and it took them like an hour and a half to assemble it and they were cursing. And then when they came down, they said, "We really hope you guys enjoy your bed." And I read between the lines and I was like, that's basically them saying like, fuck you, even though we paid them to assemble it. Okay, fair enough. So when we got the movers, we were like, "We know you do furniture disassembly. Can you disassemble and reassemble our bed?" And they were like, "No problem." And then it's like, I get it, but it took the dude like 2 hours to disassemble the bed, which means that there were only 2 guys lifting all the stuff. And then when we got to the new place, it took him like 2 hours to put it back together. So at the end of the day, he came down and said, "I'm done." And I said, "The bed's really complicated, right?" And he said, "No, it was really easy." I was like, "What do you spent 4 hours today putting together the bed? It's crazy." I expected him to be like, "Yeah, it was pretty tough." But instead, he was just like, "No, it's like I see it all the time." Like, it was just I don't know. I mean, we were pre-tilted by then, so what can you say? So, I mean, I guess all I would say is never move. Like, wherever you live now, you should live forever. If you're planning on moving ever, don't ever buy anything. And I know you probably think that I mean, like, don't buy heavy stuff. I mean, like, no, don't buy anything that doesn't get consumed. Like, you can buy food, for sure. I would even recommend it. But you should not buy books. You should not buy video games. Get Audible. Get a Steam Deck. Do not purchase physical things that require moving. My ass throws away everything when I move. I hear you. I went through my closet and I would say 40 to 50% of my closet. By the way, first 10 piece on a Friday. Ooh. I donated approximately 40 to 50% of my closet to the Salvation Army. And there is some... I don't know. Listen, all I know is it made it into the back of the store. I don't know if it's going to make it to the front. That's up to the handlers. But there's some NL merch in there. There's some merch samples that the merch was fine, but I just don't need like 7 slightly different versions of the same hoodie. There may or may not be a PUBG zip-up from Bluehole Inc. that says acquiesce on the back of it. I'm just saying. Which one? I'm not going to tell you which one, because I've probably got some more shit to drop off. I don't want you to meet me there and kill me, because I've been taking so much time off. If it's any consolation, the cruise was a lot of fun, but the last 2 days have not been a lot of fun. And maybe my wife will debate me on this one. But I actually feel like in a... so, like, I mean, let's not be dramatic, you know? It wasn't like there was a medical emergency or something like that. It was just a couple of really long days. But I think I'm the kind of person... I'm not the number one person you want to have when you move. It would be idiotic of me to suggest that. However, I think I'm like the 4th person you want on your moving team. You want like let's assume it's a couple that's moving, or 2 people that live together that are moving to a new place. They're automatically in. Who do you want after that? Probably somebody who owns a truck or a van. And it would be nice if they also were strong. So then you got, let's just assume that's like 2 people, okay? I'm not part of those first 2 people, but I might be a good 5th or a 6th. A couple of things I can do. I love just being a gopher. I'm not the guy in the chair. No, Kate's the guy in the chair. Do it. Why are you doing it like that? Do it like this instead. You'll save 50% of the time. I'm the guy who's like, I got no problem moving boxes for 3 hours. don't put me on the couch, please, but I'll move boxes for 3 hours. And if I'm done moving boxes and you guys still got to move something super heavy, hey, I just hopped down to the coffee shop. What do you guys want me to order? Hey, I put the cones out in front of the new place so that you got a good place to park when we get there. And then when everybody else, when their spirits start to get low, I respond to stress with humor and lightening the mood. So I elevate. I'm like, hey, it could be like the Sisyphus. If they really wanted to punish us, they should take away the rock, right? You know what's interesting to think of? There's definitely worse punishments than the trial of Sisyphus. And here's where what's going to blow your mind. You know what's a worse trial than the punishment of Sisyphus? What if he just didn't give him the fucking boulder or the mountain? That would be the most frustrating trial of all. If he really wanted to punish Sisyphus, he should have taken the boulder away. His ass would have been going crazy like the guy in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones song. Sisyphus, you must eat without phone. That's really good. I don't know if you made that up or that's a reference to another piece of work, but that's really good. I'm like the dude who's been on the hockey team for like 17 years, and he scores like 15 points a year, but he's the team captain. You're like, why is this guy the team captain? It's because your ass hasn't been in the locker room. When the Finnish 50 goal scorer gets depressed because, somebody hacked his Fortnite account, I'm there saying, cheer up, blood. You're still like a multimillionaire at the age of 21. And then we go on like a 9-game win streak as a result of that. I'm a glue guy. Thank you. I'm a glue guy. I know my role in the move, which is that's why we hired movers too, because I'm not the guy that's lifting the shit. I can lift the boxes are no problem. I'd be happy to lift the boxes all day, but the furniture is not my strong suit. Mattress is a nightmare. Listen, I really don't want to go too off on the movers, but I was also kind of fucking losing my mind when they were taking like. It took 2 dudes to move the mattress up the staircase. And I was like, no disrespect, but you guys do this for a living? And when we bought the mattress, I was like, this shit is fucking heavy. But it was just me and my wife, who is like not a big individual. So she said, do you want me to help you move this up the stairs? And I said, no, I got it. And then I just fucking man-motored it up the stairs. And it hurt like a son of a bitch, but I got it done myself in like, I don't know, it took me like 5 or 10 minutes to get it up the stairs. And then there were like 2 dudes like huffing and puffing taking it up the stairs. And I was like, what's wrong? You got to get the piano guy moving the mattress. I know they got to do it every day. That's why I'm like, well, I feel like a traitor to the working class because I'm like complaining about how badly the movers did. But at the same time, I'm like, it's not that I think I could do better. It's just that I've had movers who have done a way better job, so like, make it make sense. You know what I think happened is like, I think that the company, realistically, they probably had multiple moves scheduled on the same day. And what I didn't realize is that it's a lot like the Canadian medical system. Instead of being honest over the phone and being like, yeah, we live in a relatively small place and we're not taking all of our furniture and like, we just got some boxes. They probably went, oh, send in the like the G League movers. And then we got somebody in like a 4,000 square foot house. And that's where they sent the dude with the belt. Next, same thing. I went to the hospital. How do you feel? Pretty bad. Oh, really? Pretty bad? Because there's someone over there who stubbed their toe and they say they're going into cardiac arrest right now. So we'll get back to you eventually. Next time we move, I'm going to be like, yeah, we have a... the house isn't that big, but it's crammed floor to ceiling with textbooks. We have 7 pianos, 4 king size beds. We're moving a car as well, but the car doesn't have wheels. Like, we're gonna need at least like 4 belt guys. Like, don't even send the skinny dude who does the paperwork. Just send the belt guy with like a waiver and a contract ready to sign. I'll pay whatever I have to pay for 4 belt guys. Hey, Ghost Pepper, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. We mentioned the piano, by the way, and then they were like, yeah, no problem. They said they had like special piano movers that come with them. I guess one of the guys was the special piano mover. Like he was really strong. Like he was the, you know, the NBA memes where it's like this dude scored 71 points. Like he was Nikola Jokic. But the rest of the team was doing more like Ben Simmons. Sorry, I don't watch the NBA, so this is all secondhand knowledge. Anyway, I feel bad because like it, you know, when someone does like a shit job because they're being, oh, good garlic. When someone does like a shitty job because they're being lazy, you're kind of like, fuck you. When someone, they were really working their ass off, man. Like it's just, it just sucks that they, like I hope it doesn't end up reflecting badly on them when customer service gets this like, you know, Eminem verse that I'm going to send to them to try to get some money back. But I'm like, they really, I want to make it clear. Like the email is going to, maybe this is a Tim Robinson bit. I just want to preface this email by saying that the 3 guys who did the moving really did their best. They had a great attitude and we would definitely work with them again in the future. That being said, they fucked up the house we moved out of and the house we moved into. They were woefully unprepared for the size of the load that we had prepared for them, and it took them 3 times longer than it should have taken them. But at the same time, they were sweating and grunting, and they kept asking for glasses of water. They were working really hard, and they were cursing our name when they thought that we couldn't hear them, which is their right because it's a hard job. I understand. I was cursing my own name. I was like, why did I buy half of this stuff? And I was the one moving it. Anyway, so we're like, you know, we're largely moved now, which is exciting. I'm feeling good. I'm liking the new place. Had my moment of zen. Like moving, you forget how much it sucks until you do it, and then you remember like real quick. Like after we got all the boxes in the house, your brain is like, we're done. But that shit hasn't even fucking started, dude. Now you gotta unpack like 50 boxes. And like, I don't know if anybody else has moved recently, but there's almost like a little, I have like a competition. There's box drafting. It's like Magic the Gathering. Like, I'll look at some of the boxes. Let's say I'm unpacking the kitchen. I open up a box and I see 2 spices, a plastic plate shaped like Pikachu, a mug shaped like the anime character Umaru, and then like a bag of Epsom salt. And I'm like, I'm sorting this shit down to the bottom of the fucking pack. I'm opening up another one and it's 16 glasses that are exactly the same size and shape. And I'm like, don't let her see. I'm taking this one. I know exactly where the mugs go or the cups go. I slot them in 4 rows of 4. It's perfect. I open up another one. It's like half shit from the pantry and like half baby socks. And I'm like, not quite yet. Maybe if it wheels around, maybe I would take that one. Ooh, 8 plates. Okay, 8 plates. I can do that. Opened up one box. It was just the air fryer and like a French press. And I was like, this is for me. Honey, I can't help right now. I'm unpacking. Tunk. She doesn't need to know I just finished a box in 4 seconds. Yeah, I unpacked like 10 boxes. I was really busy. Box 1, rice cooker and the thing that keeps water hot for your tea. Box 2, 3 boxes of cereal and granola bars from Costco with a couple of bags of beef jerky on top of it. The boxes that are left for her. I'm like, I did 10. You could just do like 8 or just do whatever you can. And then she opens it up and it's like 128 loose, unsorted screws of different sizes and gauges. Listen, sorry. I just did the ones that I saw. Where was the baby and all this? On the moving day, she basically was just like sequestered with either myself or Kate, depending on what the other one of us was doing and what the movers were doing. So that like we couldn't, basically we were like a man down for like the whole moving day. And then unpacking, we were trying to just like basically keep her out of the way. And then we're trying to decompress. You know, we like went back to the old place, packed up even more stuff, went to drive back to the new place. Kate and I had like debriefing from the moving. We're like, oh my God, we're gonna have to contact customer service. I hope we can get like at least a few $100s off, or like maybe we should contact like a handyman and get a quote for how much it's going to cost us to repair this stuff, and then attach like a PDF of that quote to the email where we ask for a partial refund. And then we're trying to like work out all these logistics of like our plan. And in the background, it's like the first time my daughter has seen darkness in 3 months, because she goes to bed at like 8:30 p.m. And she's like, I like the night. I like the night. Actually, Mom, Dad, Mommy, Daddy, I really like the nighttime. I like the night. Actually, I think I like the nighttime. And we're like, ah! We're trying to, Wednesday was a lot. And she likes the new place. I mean, we're very lucky. She likes the new place. The cats are getting adjusted. They like the new place pretty well. Your office looks the same? Yeah, it's this. I'm in the same place right now. I don't think it'll be until like mid-July until I'm in the new place. But the office is looking nice. I'm now at the point where I can start to like enjoy our new place, because it's starting to like come together. The office is around the same size, but it has an adjoining bathroom. It has a beer fridge / bubbly fridge 3 steps away from it. It's got I mean, it basically has like, I don't even know what to call it. It has like a wet bar down there. I don't know what I'm going to do, because we don't really drink wine. But I'll just put like a bunch of sparkling water or something in there. It's like the basement is basically like a bachelor pad that I can just be sequestered in. I'm very excited. Peloton's down there and working well, although it might be down 1 water bottle holder. But because the sink's right there, man. What's she going to say when it's her father that introduced me to it? Moving the Peloton must have sucked. Listen, first off, VVWWVWVV, I know how to read. You're not going to be, if I'm reading these Dr. Seuss novels every other night, novels is maybe not the right word there. You're not going to beat me with a bunch of V's and W's put together. And when the Tweedle Beetles battle in a beetle battle puddle, in a puddle on a poodle with a noodle eating poodle, that's a Tweedle Beetle puddle battle, etc., etc. It's a fox and socks, sir. But moving sucks ass. Like being a mover, I can't do it. I was dragging my heels my first year, my first summer off in university. I was like, yeah, I'll get a job. And then I'd like boomer coded job applications, like walk into a store with a suit on and then give them like a MS Word resume that I wrote myself. Like there was no online portal back in the day. I would walk into like a Value Village. Excuse me, can I speak to the manager, please? I'm a very important business person. So I was dragging my heels, and then my dad got sick of it and was like, I'm taking you to like this temp agency where I did an aptitude test. And I was like, they'll probably put me on IT or something like that. That night I got a phone call that was like, get ready to learn how to move, buddy. Your ass is waking up at 5:15 a.m. and getting into a 18-wheeler. You're going to go move an entire house in Belleville to an entire house in Iroquois. I did it for 1 day, and I said, this is the worst job on the planet. And I immediately got my ass in gear and got another job where I could sit in an air-conditioned office. Like, I'm not cut out for this. That being said, like, Kate's right. The movers got lucky. Like, we were not even moving half the stuff. Like, we got a very cursed entertainment unit that I would never put someone through moving and setting up again. So we're just going to junk it, basically. Our couch, I think we're just going to, I don't know if we're junking it or putting it on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. You know, there was, we had, I was going to say, you know, how many bedrooms we have. It's irrelevant. It's double digits, okay? That's all you need to know. But in spite of the amount of bedrooms we got 1 bed! 1 bed! Come into our house. They're like, how many bedrooms? We're like, well, you know, we got this many, but we converted all of them except for one into an office. And you're not even moving our desks. We're going to move our desk, or we're getting new desks. So they had almost nothing to move. And then people are like, well, it must have been hard to move the Peloton. That's why you need the guy with the belt. Guy with the belt. If we have one guy A 55-year-old guy who used to repair refrigerators, if he came over, he would look at our house for 2 seconds and say, boys, this is going to be the easiest job of the week. 55-year-old, yeah, okay. 55 is the go-to number these days, that's for sure. Like the Peloton is heavy, but it's not that heavy. Like it's not as heavy as something that's like heavier than it. You know what I mean? So I don't see what they're complaining about. You know, I have a 10-bedroom house, by the way. I was gone for 2 days. Did you guys watch Too Many Genuine Streamers? You forgot what satire is? Have you told them what you're wearing for pants? Yeah, I haven't. Well, even in all the boxes we've unboxed so far, I haven't found any damn pants. So I've just been wearing bike shorts for like 3 days. It's a different pair every day, but I've never felt like more sartorially challenged. The whole first moving day, I was wearing like the tightest pair of bike shorts that I own. Why? Because it's what I got, man. Also, we forgot to move over my damn bathroom stuff, so I've been showering using my wife's body wash. I'm very confused right now. I can't even, like, there's 17 bottles in the shower, and I can't figure out which one's soap. Some of them are called, like, bath soak. Some of them are called shampoo. I'm familiar with that one. Some of them are called lotion. I think you use lotion after the shower. The one I settled on is called shower milk. And I don't even know, like, I don't know what makes it milk. Like, it's not the kind of milk that I be leaving in the shower, I hope. Explain that one? What do you mean? It's called shower milk. If anything, the company should be explaining it to me. I think he did wash his body with my shampoo. I didn't. I used the shower milk. You said that, well, here's the thing. I went to get in the shower, and then my wife said the white bottle is the body wash. But then, like, 7 out of the 30 bottles in the shower are white. So I'm in the shower with, like, no glasses on, like, which one of these do I put on my balls? Listen, Jack, just tell me which one of these goes on my scrotum. Yes, I very much, one excess go. I've been rolling like crazy. Anyway, everything's okay. It's just a process, you know? Like, you hit these milestones when you move in to a place. At first, you're, oh, I got everything in the new place. That's great. But then you're like, where are the cups? I don't even have a cup. All I could do is drink water out of the damn toilet or something like that. Then, you know, you get some stuff set up and you're like, holy cow, we got, like, plates. We could actually, like, order food and not just eat out of the pizza box or whatever. And then you're like, oh, we could actually, like, cook. We could do some cooking tonight. And then I think like a month after that, you're like, I'm sick of this place. Time to move. But I'm enjoying the way, you know, the way up here. Are you buying new plates? No, our plates are fine. I got a little upset with my wife when I was packing our kitchen stuff up though. And you have to understand, like, I'm not proud of this, but I also think she needs to take 40% responsibility, I'll take 60% responsibility. But she was like, what's taking you so long to pack up the kitchen? And I'm looking at like shelves and shelves full of like anime mugs that are shaped like, they don't stack on top of each other. We had like at least, I'm genuinely trying not to exaggerate, minimum 25 mugs. There might be as many as 40, okay? Like when you pack glasses, you're like glass, tissue, maybe some bubble wrap, you know, they grid nicely in the boxes. You got one shaped like, it's fucking as big as my head. It's shaped like the red panda from Turning Red. It's 2 stories tall. It takes up almost a whole box by itself. I got a Mickey Mouse cup that's 3 feet tall and he's doing like a disco move. I got a big one that's like Jack Skellington. It's as big as a fucking sewer grate. I got, it was shaped like Umaru, and then like all these little like sake cups, and I see she drinks out of 1 cup. Her whole life she drinks out of 1 cup, but we got 75 cups. And then she's like, what's taking so long? And I'm like, I can't pack this stuff quickly because like every single one needs like special wrapping. And I know like if the handle to the Umaru mug chips off or something like that, then it's my ass that's going to be, you know, sleeping on the tile floor, right? So I'm trying to be like as careful as possible. She says she has the audacity to say, what's taking so long? Blame society? There were some that weren't her fault, for sure. Like, there were a lot that were her fault. Just being honest. But there were some where I was like, how do we get, like... You don't realize, like, we've been living together for, like, 11 years or something like that. You know, shared habitation. If we got, like, 3 mugs a year, which is not that unreasonable, especially after you have a kid, you get, like, 7, you know, best mom, world's greatest dad mugs and stuff like that. Before you know, after a decade, you got 75 mugs or something like that. My ass doesn't even drink hot beverages. Are you streaming today? We want a rebuttal? Well, I already know, like, Kate is a valid rebuttal. I'm, like, actually ass at moving. Especially unpacking. Like, I know my strengths. And my strength is, like, not anything related to the moving process. Like, the packing, the unpacking. I'm pretty good at the lifting aspect of it. And I could... Like, if Kate said... This is just me being honest. If Kate said, would you rather move the same shape boxes for 8 hours or put shit away for 4 hours, I would rather move the same shape box for 8 hours. Without a doubt. Like, I just want to... If I could just put in my earbuds and then go from, like, warehouse to... delivery to warehouse to delivery, warehouse to delivery, I'm in my happy place. Address your ass deflation allegations. Okay, so like my wife's kind of putting me on blast here, but yes, I can. We had been moving like a handful of boxes a day for like 2 weeks. And I was telling Kate, like, just from bending over, standing up, and then, like, hauling boxes, my right ass cheek was, like, begging for mercy. Like, the first day it was fine. After the second day, like, it was starting to, it was getting, like, a little sore. And then, like, it never got any rest, right? So it didn't get any better. But then, yesterday, it was just completely numb. Like, yeah, there were times, 4 days ago, I could pick up a stack of like 4 boxes and just walk it in and be like totally fine. Today, just getting like 2 boxes, or just yesterday, just getting like 2 boxes, I would bend over and my ass would just be like, I'm not getting up. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'd be like, we just got like, come on, we just got 20 more trips, man, 20 more trips. But then today, it's good because the feeling came back into my ass. The feeling is admittedly mostly pain, but I think it's a better sign than numbness. Anyway, that's all I got. My ass is okay. It's not deflated. Honestly, if there's a bonus to the actual act of moving... I was all fucking dehydrated and I'd been lifting heavy shit for like 2 days, but also like several days prior to that. My ass was looking cut up, dude. I was getting the Mr. Beast ill-advised selfie on Maine sort of look. I was like, damn, we should be moving like more often. Then last night I ate like 5 slices of pizza. And then today I was like, yeah, that looks about right. I carbo loaded. I'm back to normal. Was it good pizza? Not really, but it hit the spot. Still though, having a good cut feels pretty sick. I hear you. I definitely I hear what you're saying, and I respect your right to say it. I recently watched you fight Melania and talk about how you think pepperoni is worse for you than cheese. Do you stand by this? Yes. We don't need to go back through it. I definitely think that they're both not great for you. Not enough gold to sell. But I definitely think that pepperoni is worse for you than cheese. Now, I'm not saying all meat is worse for you than cheese. But like a processed, highly saturated, fat, heavy meat, yeah. Ignoring even like the salt. I mean, there could be salt in it, lots of sodium in the cheese anyway, but like a chicken breast or something like that, yeah, sure. A chicken breast, probably healthier for you than a similar weight of cheese. Definitely healthier than a similar weight in cheese. Pepperoni, though? Come on. So that was like our last 2 days. But man, let me tell you, nothing hits better than like a good sleep after a hard day's work. I don't experience that all that often. I have to exercise in order to simulate what it feels like to work a hard day's work. After like 12, 13 hours of moving boxes and being a little bit stressed out, when your head hits the pillow, next thing I knew it was like 7:30 a.m. It's the latest I've intentionally slept in like 3 years. Sap Gamba? What's the point? We're getting 10 pieces all the live long day. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, why are you buffing the crab? I'm buffing the crab because I feel like one extra attack on the crab is worth more than buffing this fish that is probably going to get sold at some point because we don't have a bison, okay? I miss gambling. Brother, you're on the wrong website. They make one for that. I didn't say its name, but it's a little bit like if Netflix fucked Jackpot Royale, I think. I don't know. I've never been to it.